farmers. I have people in my farms that are working for me that I have never seen any door to a classroom. But the sheer amount of information and knowledge that they continue to teach me every single day about agriculture, about farming, about how to run a business, about life, is beyond knowledge that I could have gotten in any classroom. Hello guys, welcome back to Tales of Junubia. It's your girl Joy here. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. If you're a new subscriber, you're very welcome to the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for all of your support. So guys, it's been a while and I know that this video is a little bit overdue. I was supposed to bring it out to you guys a couple of weeks back, but I got a bit busy with farm things. We are trying to prepare for the rainy season. But in today's video, we're going to be discussing a comment that was brought by one of our subscriber, and that is Nas Juba, and he wanted me to talk a little bit about factors to consider when starting a business in Africa and some of the challenges. So in this video, I just wanted to give a disclaimer that everything that I'm going to talk about is based on my personal experience. Other people who have gone through the same journey or process might have experienced it differently, but everything that I'm going to talk about today is solely based on my experience. So let us get started. Identify your why. As a first and often overlooked step, I needed to truly ask myself why I wanted to start a business versus working in a traditional 9-to-5 job, and also why I wanted to start a business in Africa compared to starting it anywhere else in the world. For me, I wanted to start a business because I wanted to pursue my passion. I wanted to do what makes me truly happy, and that is agriculture. I also wanted flexibility and the freedom that comes with running my own business, the freedom to spend more time with my family and loved ones, the freedom to do things at my own pace, and the freedom to travel willy-nilly whenever I wanted. And for me, I felt like those would be quite challenging if I were in a traditional 9-to-5 job. Secondly is do your research on the country. If you don't have any connections yet to your desired country of operation, do your research. Better yet, connect with the local who knows the country well and who knows the idiosyncrasies of the culture and its nuances. You know, wanting to come to South Sudan or any other African countries, knowing the idiosyncrasies of a country is totally different from hearing about it on the news or from other people telling you from their travel experiences. Go and visit the continent. It is one thing to have a brilliant idea that you can execute, but also, what is your personal conviction that it would work if you don't know the environment you want to run your business in, if you don't go to visit it? Ask yourself, are you going to be able to cope being in Africa, living in Africa, let alone working here? Are you going to be able to build a business here? Are you going to be able to deal with things like mosquito bites, power cuts and slow systems, internet that don't work? Make sure that you're going back frequently as well for a lengthy period of time. If you want to build a business and something of substance, visiting Africa for only 2 to 3 weeks, in my idea, is not enough. We've all heard a lot about the saying that says it's not about what you know, but rather who you know. Well, part of analyzing what resources you already have is figuring out who you know and how they can potentially actually help your business venture. Just like in the diaspora, so is it here in Africa. It is important that you make sure that you know the right people for your industry. I mean, you may not know a senior level member of a bank or anyone with authority that can help expedite the establishment of your business, but you may have a network of friends or people who can promote your business, family members or influential friends who can assist you, meet potential investors or even partners. You can also have peers in the industry who can mentor you and give you honest feedback as to how you can develop your business here in Africa. Try to team up with people who understand the country well. I cannot emphasize that much. I'll give you an example. At some point during my journey here in South Sudan, when I was still trying to establish my farm here in South Sudan, I had to take up a part-time job with one of the ministries here. And as much as I feel like this helped me contribute towards what is being done to build the country, it also really helped me to understand how the systems here work and also to build my connections. Know the right people, nurture those relationships, because you will not be able to do it by yourself. You need a support system. Another thing that you should also think about is if you had an opportunity to go to school in Africa, tap into that network, revive that network. If you went to school in primary school or even secondary school, revive that network and engage a little bit more with those people, because they will really help you in giving you ideas and information about how to run your business or even how to get started here. If you went to school with people of African origin abroad, you want to tap into that network as well, because maybe they will have other connections here. Guys, make sure that if you're coming back to Africa or to whatever country in Africa, that you come with an attitude of humility. Don't come here with the entire attitude of I know it all, I am superior, I have traveled to all countries in the world, because that is going to turn people off. Try to learn humility and try to be likable, because trust me, it's going to open so many doors for you. But if you come here with the idea of I know it all, I am going to teach you and I'm going to tell you everything about how things are going to operate, people are going to close off and they're not going to be willing to help you with your journey. In fact, they're going to find ways to frustrate you. So I'll give you an example with myself. I have mentioned numerous times that by career training, I am not, I did not train in agriculture. I trained in public health. But I have people in my business, I have people in my farms that are working for me that I have never seen any door to a classroom. But the sheer amount of information and knowledge that they continue to teach me every single day about agriculture, about farming, about how to run a business, about life, is beyond knowledge that I could have gotten in any classroom. And all this is because I had to learn from very early on how to humble myself and come clean with the community and with my employees that, we have to build a business together. We share information together. Whatever they know is what we need, and whatever I know as well, we put it together to be able to bring up a beautiful and a strong business. And so that is the same with you. If you're going to travel to Africa, leave that mindset of I know it all, because it's going to make your life extremely difficult. I think the most important part of starting a business is actually to just get started. Once you figure out what you want to do, just get started with testing it. You might not have the knowledge, you might not have the financial capability, but with the little that you have, I would really suggest that you just get started. If you want to start farming, you can start with something like a small backyard garden. Grow some small vegetables and see whether they can actually grow. Don't go through the entire process of writing a business plan or proposals until you have actually tested your idea, until you have seen that it is workable and that you love it enough to even want to spend that much time doing it. Do what you're passionate about. Guys, Always do something that is important to you and something that you feel really passionate about. And the reason that I'm telling you this is simply there are so many times in your business journey that in those early days, especially the first days and months of your business, where the only thing that is going to feed you is your passion, because there's not going to be money. There's not going to be any sales. You're still trying to establish your business. You're going to have a lot of costs. You're not going to have any sales at all. And you might end up being frustrated along the lines. And that's why it is really important that you're doing something that you enjoy and that you're passionate about. Because enjoying what you do and loving what you do is often going to be the most important thing that keeps you doing what you do. So always remember to do something that's close to heart. One of the main challenges that you will experience as a returnee to Africa is acceptance. It actually sounds very ironical to talk about acceptance and fitting into the community. But by this, I mean that depending on the country where you're going to go to, people are still going to look at you with some level of skepticism. And it doesn't mean that those people are bad for doing that. It's because you will be dealing with people and communities that for a very long time have suffered under the hands of people who have taken advantage of them and have exploited them. And so for everybody who's coming from abroad with the idea of starting a business, they will still look at you with that same skepticism. And you should not take it at heart or look at them in a bad light. It is just because of their experience. And for me, I am talking about this with my experience in my own country. It actually cuts a little bit deep because as a foreigner in the West or in the US specifically, I did not feel like I belonged. And so coming back to my own home country and to my own community, still being seen with some level of skepticism and being seen as the other really hurt me the most. But during this process, I came to understand where they were coming from. It is because of their lived experiences, because they've been exploited so many times for a very long time by other people who came into the country. And so one way that I have learned to deal with it is that I have to accept their experiences as well, but I also have to stay true to my cause. I know who I am, and I know that my intentions are genuine. And so as long as I continue to do the right thing, as long as I continue to be true to myself and to my people, I know at some point they're going to turn around and actually understand that I am not here to exploit them, that I am here to work with them and to build this country together. We also have systemic and structural challenges, and under this we have things like corruption, lack of technical know-how, and also inaccessibility of simple and important and vital things that you need for your business that usually we take for granted. And for me, for instance, it's just like accessing seeds, genuine seeds. I have to import genuine seeds from neighboring countries or all the way from abroad. So those kind of structural challenges can actually make it difficult for one to operate a business or even to get started. And then finally, we also have funding. Sometimes, guys, if you don't have a plan on how to start your business, and especially in terms of capital, it can be extremely difficult. And that's why when I talked on an earlier point about your network, really your network is your network, because if you have a great network of people, you can actually tap into that network to be able to source funding. So with that, I just want to thank you so much for watching. If you found today's video helpful, please subscribe and share with your friends and family. If you found it educative, leave a like or comment in the comment section to really help me bring more content and answers to your questions about agriculture and business in Africa. With that, guys, I want to wish you well in your business journey. Don't give up. It's not gonna happen overnight, trust me. But remember that champions are made after the season of pain. And if it was easy, everyone would have made it. So all the best with your journey, and